You wanna, I got you like that.
No masterpiece. 10 bad bitches and they after me. One bad bitch like a masterpiece. Looking for a dunk like an athlete. Big drip, what you call it? I can't get a walk. You got the camera, can't afford it. You got the band, can't afford it. Ain't it me, I rock it like a jet ski. So many bad bitches, they harassing me. They like cause I rock a nigga athletes. Stop asking me, I know they mad at me. I've been the
just lip it.
We stop back to back.
We can. Might be ill-advised. She's putting it in.
I'm in. Yeah. I can hear you. Is this practice or is this like the actual thing?
Practice, right?
We're practicing. Okay, cool. When he started talking, I was like,
Are we going? Got
people would love to see me be the bantamweight champion, so we'll give the people what they want.
Aljamain Sterling,
He's just an elite champion.
9-fight win streak and the most wins and title defenses in the history of the UFC's 135-pound division.
He's just a phenom. He's the best submission artist in this division.
You don't like it? Come do something about it. Sugar show where you at, bitch.
The fight everybody's been waiting for, Aljamain Sterling versus Sugar Sean O'Malley.
Aljamain Sterling, best in the world at 135.
Sean O'Malley.
The mindset is championship level.
The path to strawweight golden glory goes through China's Zhang Weili.
She's a special athlete. Unbelievable knockout power. She's a killer. Amanda Lemos.
Nobody in the division hits that hard.
She's so strong and so good at finding shots that can end your night.
The octagon has descended upon Boston.
superstar. Oh my God, look at that combination. Highlight for the real Sean O'Malley.
This kid belongs at the top of this division.
He says he is going to be a world champion.
The people would love to see me be the bantamweight champion, so we'll give the people what they want.
Aljamain Sterling.
He's just an elite champion.
9-fight win streak and the most wins and title defenses in the history of the UFC's 135-pound division.
He's just a phenom. He's the best submission artist in this division.
You don't like it? Come do something about it. Sugar, show where you at, bitch.
The fight everybody's been waiting for. Aljamain Sterling versus Sugar Sean O'Malley.
Aljamain Sterling, best in the world at 135.
Sean O'Malley.
The mindset is championship level. The path to strawweight golden glory goes through China's Sean O'Malley.
She's a special athlete. Unbelievable knockout power. She's a killer. Amanda Lemos.
Nobody in the division hits that hard. She's so strong and so good at finding shots that can end your night. The octagon has descended upon Boston.
Welcome live. We are live at Tachi Hotel and Casino for Urijah Faber's A1 Combat. I am Jim West. We have the always elegant UFC father, Corey McKenna, here with us tonight.
I feel like we should say. We can't hear anything. I think you must use her now.
You want me to go now?
We need.
I can't hear
I know.
anything.
So I think he wants the intro once it hits us.
Okay. Not
Because they're
before.
doing the Tachi, right?
Okay.
He's using the wrong microphone.
When we see our faces on there.
Does he want it when we see us or on the way panning? When does he want us to start talking?
When you have the beauty shot at the casino, start talking. And then you guys are going to get cute to go on live.
And then are we talking about the card once it hits us?
Yes.
So when I see that, when
When you see us, it's about the card.
when I see the Tachi Palace sign, that's when we start.
Yeah, so you're going to have to talk a bit more. You're going to have to talk a little bit more.
Okay. But when we see the Tachi Palace sign, that's
Tachi
when we're
Palace,
talking.
yeah. That's what you just said.
It's just so static.
I know. Right.
Good.
Oh, hi.
So what's gonna happen is you saw the open, but it's about a minute and 45 seconds or something. The UFC open, you know, that is gonna run
Right.
for about 2 minutes. Then you're gonna see a drone shot of Tachi Palace Casino. That's when the director's gonna say cue. That's when you say, hello everybody, welcome to
That's when
Tachi
we start
Palace
talking.
Casino, exciting
As soon as
night
I
tonight,
see that
blah, blah,
Tachi
blah.
Palace sign.
Yeah, he's
Okay.
gonna cue you.
Okay.
And then from there, as the drone shot approaches the sign, then we're gonna dissolve to you guys.
And
Right?
we're talking about the card.
You're talking about the event tonight.
Okay.
Right?
But I start talking as soon as I see that
with
Tachi
the
Palace sound
yeah.
coming out.
And he's gonna cue you. He's gonna say, Jim, go.
Okay.
Right? Or cue.
Okay.
And that's when you do the welcome, and then we come to you guys on camera.
Start talking about the fight card.
Start talking about, you know, you greet each other. How are you? Exciting night. Blah blah blah. You know, and then you're gonna see a graphic with the fight card.
Gotcha.
You talk about the fight card, break it down, whatever. You know, we'll follow you. And at that moment, we're gonna cue you again to say, Garrett is ready. We're ready to start with the fight. And you toss it to Garrett. Okay, we're ready to get the night rolling. Garrett Faber, take it away.
Gotcha.
Right? That's the roundup.
Okay.
You guys turn around, you take your seats, put your headset on, and off we go.
Okay.
That's the rundown.
I think the issue is like we couldn't hear anything.
Yeah.
It was like.
Yeah, I know.
So all I'm gonna look for is that Tachi Palace sign coming at me, and I'll
Yeah.
start.
And remember, keep the mic right here. Yeah. You don't want it to cover your face. It's normally about about right here.
I can
You don't want to
hear
do
you
that.
guys now. It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? You guys look great. You guys look great.
Gotcha. So we changing it?
No, it's not an issue of the IFB. The audio's coming into your mic,
Yeah.
and it comes right back into your ear. It sounds messed up, but it's nothing wrong.
Okay. It was really staticky.
I can
but
hear
we're
you.
good. I think. Yeah. How long are we got till we start? Because I need to pee. You got till 7. But I meant we start at 5:30, right? Oh, are you? You got 15. Run.
We just couldn't hear.
No?
Well, we couldn't
Okay now?
initially.
You're okay now?
Yeah, I think it's less staticky for sure.
It's not static?
It's less staticky for sure. I can hear.
All the bounce is going into the mic and then goes right back into your ear. It just sounds messed up.
Okay.
Once you're actually starting, there shouldn't be any music. It should be a lot cleaner for you on your eyes.
Okay. It's cleaner right now than it was a few minutes ago.
We're working on it.
Of course. Final countdown.
I slid this up a little bit. Pulling out my ear like it's tight.
Sugar Sean O'Malley. This kid's got it. Welcome to the Sugar Show. Oh, the Sugar Show. Live and in color.
This kid has that it thing, that thing that everybody wants to pay attention to.
It has been an incredible rise to UFC superstar.
Oh my God, look at that combination.
Another highlight for the real Sean O'Malley. This kid belongs at the top of this division.
He said he is going to be a world champion. The people would love to see me be the bantamweight champion, so we'll give the people what they want.
Aljamain Sterling.
He's just an elite champion.
9-fight win streak and the most wins and title defenses in the history of the UFC's 135-pound division.
He's just a phenom. He's the best submission artist in this division.
You don't like it? Come do something about it. Sugar Show where you at, bitch?
The fight everybody's been waiting for. Aljamain Sterling versus Sugar Sean O'Malley.
Aljamain Sterling, best in the world at 135.
Sean O'Malley. The mindset is championship level.
The path to strawweight golden glory goes through China's Zhang Weili.
She's a special athlete. Unbelievable knockout power. She's a killer. Amanda Lemos.
Nobody in the division hits that hard.
She's so strong and so good at finding shots that can end your night.
The octagon has descended upon Boston. Let's go!
Welcome, Tachi Fight Day. We are here for Urijah Faber's A1 combat. I'm the coach, Jim West. and I have UFC prospect strawweight Corey McKenna with us tonight. Corey, we have an exciting night of fights. We have a title fight, we have a contender fight, and many other amazing prospects on this card tonight.
Yeah, I'm really excited for the fights tonight, Jim. In particular, our co-main and our main event. You know, we have two guys in the co-main. Both recent losses only to Peyton Talbot, who's now moved on to the UFC. We have our welterweight main event. Defending the title is Ozzy Alvarez, a guy who's shown great finishing potential. So I'm really excited for the fights here tonight.
Corey, one of the fights that I'm most excited about is that first fight on the main card, the Andrew Kerfoot versus Christian Avalos. You have two guys that are high-level grapplers, and we'll see if that grappling actually cancels itself out, and we see some highlight reel finishes on their feet.
Yeah, exactly. A great lineup here tonight. You know, we've got action from start to finish. As you say, starting off the card with two amazing grapplers, finishing it with a title fight. I'm super excited here tonight. What do you want? Pass it to Garrett. Pass it to Garrett.
Oh, I'm gonna go ahead and pass it to Garrett Fairtag, the ring announcer. I'll clean that part up. Okay.
The path to strawweight golden glory goes through China's Zhang Weili.
She's a special athlete. Unbelievable knockout power. She is a killer. Amanda Lemos.
Helping the division hits that heart.
She's so strong and so good at finding shots that can end your night.
The octagon has descended upon Boston.
Welcome, fight fans. We are live at Tachi Palace Hotel and Casino for Urijah Faber's A1 combat. I am the coach, Jim West, and I have the always fabulous Corey McKenna, UFC strawweight prospect. Corey, we have an exciting night of fights tonight. And our main event, we have a title fight. We have fantastic grappling matchups tonight. It's going to be an amazing card, as always. Corey, what do you think about the title fight?
Yeah, I'm really excited. You know, we have action from start to finish. As you mentioned, we have our welterweight champion, Ozzy Alvarez, defending his title against Jeff Creighton. You know, he's coming off a Bellator win, so great experience from him. I'm particularly excited for our co-main, Kaldar and Rivas. Both have exceptional grappling and recently only lost to Peyton Talbot, so who's now moving on to the UFC. So just goes to say about their level. Absolutely, Corey. This card is stacked. But to be honest, one of the fights that I'm actually most intrigued by, and it's simply not because of technique, it's because of the guy's nicknames, Captain Insano, K.O. Melton. I'm excited about that fight simply just because of his nickname. What do you think, Corey? Yeah, I mean, I saw that guy fight on his last fight with A1. Very exciting fight, so definitely going to come out firing tonight. Yeah, I'm really excited for this card.
There's another fight that I'm very intrigued by, and I'm sure, Corey, you have a lot to talk about. Hector Fajardo, an extremely talented fighter, coming off a very gritty, tough fight against Ty Costa in A1 Combat 11, I believe. What's your take on that entire fight? I know it's going to be a dogfight. I know Hector thinks it's going to be a dogfight. What's your take on the entire fight?
Yeah, I mean, it's a great matchup from A1. Both guys are down to throw down, and both guys have a brilliant work ethic. So I'm really excited for this fight. I know they've both been working really hard, and I'm sure they're going to put on a crowd-pleasing performance.
And now we're going to toss it to Garrett Fairtag.
Once again, the Finland Brothers. You can find them online at finlandbrothers.com.
But always, I'm not looking at my Corey.
And now please welcome our first grappler, Arturo Sanchez.
So we have Arturo Sanchez stepping into the cage. He's a blue belt grappler from Visalia.
Good evening and welcome to Tachi Palace for Urijah Faber's A1 Combat 13. Streaming live on A1 Combat's YouTube channel, we kicked off our prelims with a grappling match at 150 pounds, set for one 6-minute round, presented by Fansel Governmental Affairs and Richardson Fire Protection. And now introducing first, the Legacy Farms Blue Corner. Standing 5 feet 9 inches tall, weighing 149.6 pounds. With a record of 1-0, grappling at A1, he represents Vitruvium Martial Arts and fights out of Visalia, California, Arturo Sanchez. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the Legacy Farms red corner. Standing 5 feet 7 inches tall, weighing 148 pounds even. Making his A1 combat grappling debut, he represents Hornet's Nest MMA and fights out of Trular, California, Marcelino Marciman Silva. Your referee, Art Hernandez.
Our first grappling match of the night. I'm going ahead and go, and I get Avila, Rivas. I'm going with Rivas, this guy.
Oh, we're placing
the blue corner.
bets
Yeah, you're
now,
placing
wait.
bets.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you don't get your choice. I get the American flag guy.
I did just assume that. Okay, so I believe tonight we're having 3 grappling matches just to bolster the prelims a little bit for you guys to keep things exciting, as a few fights did fall out, unfortunately. So these guys are blue belts. They're going to be doing a 6-minute match, I believe, submission-only style, so no overtime or anything like that.
Correct. The whole night, all I'm doing is picking against you, Corey.
I'm pretty bad at bets, so you'll probably have some success there.
A lot of hand fighting going on right now, repositions. Let's see who gets the first takedown and kind of starts implementing their game.
Yeah, great job from, oh, beautiful duck under there. Straight in with the knee shield, though, for, I believe it's Sanchez on the bottom.
I believe it is Sanchez. That's my guy, American flag guy.
Great job to work up there, though. The other thing is with the grappling, like you say, it's a 6-minute match. Difficult sometimes to judge criteria-wise in these scenarios, I feel like. So I don't know how I feel about them getting up, breaking, and
yeah, because you can only win by submission, right? So there's no point systems going on. It's going to be a matter who can kind of implement their game, maintain top position, and kind of start hunting that submission. But I think, you know, being only they have about 4.5 minutes left, someone's going to have to start looking for something to try to turn the tide a little bit. Right now they keep scrambling back to their feet into more of a clinch scenario. Oh, here we go, an
straight
armbar.
in the armbar. I think that might be it, you know. And he got
Ah,
tapped.
he got him.
Perfect.
Well, I'm no longer betting for the night because I just lost the first one.
Yeah, it's hard to tell which corner. It's hard to tell which corner they're in when they don't have gloves or tape. I was trying to look at
Ladies and gentlemen, your referee Art Hernandez waves off the contest at 1 minute 27 seconds of your first round, declaring your winner by armbar, Arturo Sanchez.
Okay, that was your first grappling match of the night. We are currently moving on to our second, which will be Josh Simpson and Mariano Aldama.
I think I saw Mario Aldana the last A1 show in Sacramento when they did this. He's a tall, lanky guy. I'm pretty sure he's a triangle guy. Yep, actually, as I see, his strategy to the fight is to look for triangles, so I was actually correct. I remember this kid. He's pretty slick on the mat. He's triangle heavy for sure, so we'll see if this guy, if he wants to get him back to the, guard and start playing that game. Yeah, so Sanchez, beautiful transition from the triangle to the belly down armbar, and he tapped him super quick. That thing was tight from the start. Beautiful transition for a blue belt level grappler. He looked very good in that exchange.
And that was very smart on his behalf. As you said, we were talking about, it was very 50-50 with the grappling. I believe we were one-on-one in terms of like top control. So, I feel like this is the only time tonight where we're going to actually be happy to see a guy pull guard and jump on a submission.
Yeah, you never want to see that in an MMA fight. But in the context of grappling, it's all right. Corey, are you a triangle person, or?
I am not. I believe I am obviously capable of doing so, but they definitely favor the lankier people. And if you weren't aware, I have a record for having the shortest reach in the UFC. So
wow. All right.
the long people submissions don't favor me much.
Guillotines, though. Team alpha male.
Yeah, exactly. That's probably one of the main reasons I found a home there. I was actually told before I came out here by a guy that had met Urijah Faber. He said that Urijah is the only person he's ever met smaller than me. I was very disappointed when I got there at 17, and he was not smaller than me.
Wow. So was the first submission that you learned at Alpha Male, was it learning the transitions of the guillotine?
Uriah does have a choke series. That's definitely one of the first things that he will get you to do if you join our team. And hey, it works. I find myself doing it all the time.
It's actually a great way of doing it, right? Like you develop something that works well for your body types and for your team, and you roll those sequences like crazy, and it becomes second nature, and that's exactly what you want.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, well, Garrett's about to introduce our second grappling match of the night.
And now we welcome Mariano Aldama.
Okay, Mariano Aldama is walking out now. He's fighting out of Vitruvian. I apologize if I've said that wrong. I'm not familiar with that gym. His current record is, he's put down, has 32 wins and 14 losses. So a very experienced grappler, I'm assuming.
Yeah, very. He's a lanky guy. I have seen this guy's grapple before in the last A1 Combat show. He is very triangle heavy, so I'm interested to see if he actually pulls guard and starts playing that game. I know it's not a game that you like to play, Corey, but I think Mariano is going to start looking for it right off the bat.
Yeah, definitely. And, he used to be a 5'9" lightweight grappling champion, so, like I say, very clearly experienced grappling. Sorry, Garrett. Okay, I'm walking out now as his opponent. We have Josh Simpson. Josh is coming out of Dethrone, a local gym. He's got 5 wins and three losses, so not as much experience as Aldama coming into this. But both guys are blue belts. Both guys, solid grapplers.
Yeah, but if it's in the same area, I wonder if they actually know each other. Maybe they've grappled before with each other. You never know in the close proximity from Brasilia and Fresno. But Joshua Simpson doesn't want to give us any kind of strategy for the fight. So let's see what happens. Let's see how he deals with the length of Aldana.
Yeah, Aldana was talking about his last fight, and he said he gave up on himself, and that he's taken time to focus on his mental fortitude. He did also mention that this month he's been doing a 10,000 push-up challenge. So let's see if that strength pays off in here.
We continue our prelims with grappling at 155 pounds, set for one 6-minute round, brought to you by Tachi Construction, a California-based construction company with over 135 years of experience. Find them online at tachi.com. And now introducing first, the Legacy Farms blue corner. At 6 feet 2 inches tall, weighing 154 pounds even. 1-0 grappling at A1 Combat. He represents Vitruvian Martial Arts and fights out of Visalia, California, Mariano Aldama. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the Legacy Farms red corner. Standing 5 feet 8 inches tall, weighing 153.8 pounds. Making his A1 Combat grappling debut, he represents Dethroned MMA and fights out of Fresno, California, Josh, the Come-Up Kid Simpson. Your referee, Art Hernandez.
Well, Corey, I'm going to go ahead and call triangle within the first minute.
Ooh, a minute. That's pretty, that's pretty ambitious. I would definitely love to see another submission win here. You know, we're about to start our second grappling match of the night. 154 pounds, 2 blue belts. A great matchup on paper. Oh. Straight on his back for Aldama, as we mentioned. Very confident in his guard. He said that his go-to is triangle armbar. So definitely a guard player from the looks of it.
Absolutely. He's real patient, real calm. I think he's actually going to let him take him down.
I know. Not much fight there on the double leg, but beautiful timing from Josh Simpson. Great job here to start working to pass that guard immediately. Not somebody you want to sit in the guard against, clearly.
No, Aldana is constantly fishing for submissions. He's going from submission to submission, which is great. I like the fact that he's got that single butterfly and starting to try to elevate and isolate the opposite arm.
Simpson looking to disengage here, potentially, obviously looking for a guard pass from top. Not somebody that you want to be, as we mentioned, engaging the guard with, so smart on his behalf.
It almost kind of looks like Aldana's kind of playing possum to an extent, right? Maybe let the guy, Simpson, kind of tire himself out a little bit. Maybe actually put himself into a submission.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Oh, sorry. Exactly what you said. I feel like he's almost trying to bait him in to give him the position, which I feel like a lot of high-level grapplers do, especially a lot of the guys that I rolled at Team Alpha Male. They're constantly setting traps. It's less that they submit you and more that you let them submit you, if you make sense.
Absolutely. I mean, in grappling, it's a game of inches, as you know, and it's more of a feel than it is a sight thing. So, Aldana's definitely sitting there and kind of playing coy, playing possum, probably trying to feel Simpson and see where his movement's going to be able to isolate something.
Yeah, he looks very calm in there. He just got his guard passed, and he doesn't look worried about it at all. So clearly he's confident and comfortable in these positions. It's funny that you talk about the grappling being more of a feel than a sight thing. Obviously, we're joined by Urijah Faber later. He actually, a lot of times, he will have us do drills with our eyes shut, just because he wants to be that confident in our technique and our ability to feel those positions. So definitely a principle that translates over to jiu-jitsu very well.
Absolutely. I mean, I like this guy's game, though. He's super calm. He's not really fishing for a lot. He's letting Simpson kind of really pressure him. I just really feel like Simpson's going to walk into a trap here shortly.
Yeah, my only issue with this approach is we are halfway through the round now. Simpson is playing smart. Beautiful scrambles from Aldana. He's in on that heel hook.
He's pretty deep in on that.
The knee is past the hip line. There we go. So he's out anyway.
Take his back?
Yeah, it's beautiful work from Simpson and Aldana here with the scrambles. But the only issue is, as we mentioned previously, this clock is going to run down really fast. And I think in the eyes of somebody that, I believe the referee is going to make the call on who wins the match if nobody gets a submission. And I would err on the side of Simpson winning due to the passing and the pressure in the top.
Yeah, I mean, the ref's gonna basically call an advantage at the end of the match if no one submits each other. And I agree with you, Corey. I mean, you got to go with the pressure. You got to go with the advancing of the positions. And as it's saying right now, Simpson is the one that's advancing. He's aggressive, and Aldana is maybe playing a little bit too coy.
Yeah, I love the wrist trapping here from Simpson. Obviously, not an MMA fight or anything, so it doesn't have advantages in terms of striking, but he's done a great job at controlling Aldama's position and his, like, 'cause he does a lot of rolling and scrambling. He's doing a very good job at controlling in those top positions and making sure that he isn't setting himself up for any of those traps.
You know, Simpson actually looks a little bit fatigued now. He's not as actually, you know, on the balls of his feet, popping around anymore. This could be in jeopardy, but there's only 2 minutes left. Someone's going to have to really go out and actually try to fish for the submission now.
Yeah, we got Aldama. He's smiling over here. You know, he's having fun in there, but I don't feel like he's doing enough to win this match. And as you say, we are like 2/3 of the way through this match now. And I do think that, you know, he's just eating up time and potentially going to lose this match here based off of Simpson's aggression, regardless of his fatigue. As you say, he only has to survive another 1.5 minutes in here.
Yeah, at the beginning of the match, I was a big proponent of what I was seeing Aldana do, but now he's being a little bit too coy. But here we go. He's back to his reap and looking for a knee bar, it looks like. Top position.
Great job for Simpson here, swimming the legs and defending the... He's cleared that knee line. He's going to get out again.
Cleared.
Great scrambles here from Aldana. It's just, I just feel like there's not enough urgency with them. Like, I don't think he realizes how little time they actually have to play with here.
1 minute. He's still fishing for it, still entangled a little bit. We'll see if he can pull it off. Someone's going to have to throw a Hail Mary here.
Ah, he got it back. Here's the thing, though. We now have more submission attempts from Aldama. So if we're looking at that from a grappling perspective in terms of intent to finish the match, maybe that'll do enough to steal him on a decision anyway, because he's had more submission attempts now.
Great point. I mean, he's fishing for that toe hold right now. Just it looks like he's pretty safe, but it looks relatively tight. We'll see. He's got 30 seconds to pull it off. I mean, he is being more aggressive and more urgent in his approach, but I still don't know if it's going to be enough to get the advantage over Simpson, who's maintained most of the position on top, has been aggressive. I don't know. What do you think, Corey? Got 15 seconds to call it.
I mean, at first we had Simpson with all the passing and everything, which I think would consider as aggression. We have Aldama here showboating a little bit. I don't know if this performance warrants some showboating, if I'm honest. I'm not a huge fan of that myself, but hey, he's having fun in there.
Yeah, he's having fun. You got to give him that. I mean, they went out and did it, just not enough urgency to win that.
That's 6 minutes for our second grappling match. We're going to go to a decision. You know, let's see how the referee sees it. Over to Garrett Furtak.
Ladies and gentlemen, after one 6-minute round with no winner, this bout is considered a draw.
Yeah, I can.
Okay, and I believe we're about to move on to our third and final grappling match of the evening. Just waiting for the cage to clear out. And, you know, Garrett will be in a second to announce that third grappling match for us. We are looking at... we are looking at grappling match. David
Chacon, I think, yeah.
Chacon from Halo Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and Isaac Johnson from Dethrone. So another local guy. I'm not familiar with Halo Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu myself, so I'm not too sure where they're based out of. But I'm sure it's going to be an exciting match again for us here.
Yeah, Dethrone's showing out here tonight. Dethrone's showing out tonight. They got a lot of guys here representing their program. It's good to see. It's always nice to see local teams competing.
Yeah, exactly. And we're looking at 2 more blue belts, so, you know, another evenly matched grappling match here. Hopefully this one will get a submission in it, but if not, we're looking at another 6-minute round. And Garrett is entering the cage now to announce that guy for you guys. Over to you, Garrett.
Making his way now, David Chacon. And now please welcome Isaac Johnson. A1 Combat would like to remind everyone to log on to UFC Fight Pass at 7 p.m. to continue watching the main card of A1 Combat 13, featuring our main event, Ozzy Alvarez, defending his A1 Combat Welterweight Championship against former welterweight title challenger Jeff Creighton. We continue with light heavyweight grappling, set for 1 6-minute round, sponsored by Hoffman's Excavation and NorCal Recycling. Introducing first, out of the Legacy Farms blue corner. Standing 5 feet 7 inches tall, weighing in at 200 pounds even. Making his A1 Combat grappling debut, he represents Halo BJJ and fights out of Fresno, California, David Chacon. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the Legacy Farms red corner. Standing 6 feet 5 inches tall, weighing 214 1/2 pounds. Also making his grappling debut tonight at A1 Combat, he represents Dethrone MMA and fights out of Fresno, California, Isaac Bugatti Johnson Jr. Your referee, Art Hernandez.
Some bigger guys going on here, Corey. We've got a lot of hand fighting, snap downs. Probably neither of them are going to want to be on bottom.
Oh, nice single leg attempt there. Beautiful sprawl though from. Ooh. One thing I really do find makes the difference here, I've never grappled before in a cage. Have you ever done a grappling match in a cage before?
No, I haven't, but I'd love to. It'd actually be kind of fun.
Yeah, I personally, I very much favor cage grappling in my fights. I feel like it's a completely different discipline to regular wrestling, obviously, because we have the wall to utilize to our advantage. So I think that this actually, oh, beautiful double F from Johnson.
Excellent takedown. Right into side control, knee on belly.
And Chacon's got to be careful here. He's hanging on to that guillotine, but Johnson's on the right side of the body and, potentially could look for that Von Flue if he gets his arm out.
Yeah, he's back to half guard. Johnson's back to half guard. I don't know that he'll, and it looks like Chacon's hand's kind of slipping. He's hand fighting while Johnson is. So Johnson's sitting pretty. He's probably just going to continue to be heavy. Let Chacon kind of burn his arms out, keep him squared against the cage, don't allow him to have any angles, and continue to implement his game.
Yeah, and going back to what we were saying about the cage here, I feel like that plays a huge advantage in positions like this, where he's able to pressure him against the cage, which kind of negates a little bit of the rotational force on the guillotine, so it can spare him a few minutes.
Absolutely. Well, now he's out. It's almost a mount if he goes ahead and slides his right knee to the mat. He's got good, not quite wrist control, but he has wrist control, not kind of the overside instead of having a low side wrist. He's probably going to post, and hopefully we'll see if Johnson recognizes it and takes it away.
Great wrist control there on the far side. I believe he's almost kind of baiting Chacon to go to his knee so he can hopefully take the back from what I can see. But no, great job from Chacon to keep trying to pummel his knees in, get some frames, and he's wrist controlling on that far side. Fishing for Kimura now, at least staying active on bottom.
Yeah, he's staying active. He's back to his knees. This is where the cage actually could help Chacon a little bit to get back to his feet versus baiting out in the open mat. It's going to be a little bit different. But it also, the cage is one of those things where it's your friend or your enemy, and it depends on where you're at on it.
Yeah, exactly. But the thing is, if you were Chacon, would you want to get up here? I mean, you just got double leg slammed into the canvas, so clearly, you know, not a position you want to return to, is it?
You're very right, but he's in such a disadvantageous position right now that he's gonna have to try to make his way back to his feet, because it doesn't look like he's got the ability, or it looks, at least he's not making the attempts to look for a sweep. So, in my opinion, here I would make my way back up to my feet and kind of go there. Maybe I can reverse the tide and actually get a takedown for myself. But right now, Johnson's really controlling him quite well against the cage.
Yeah, well said. And we're approaching two-thirds of the way into this match. I don't see a game plan change here from Johnson. I think he's just staying heavy. He's going to look to grind out this match and potentially get a referee decision.
Yeah, Chacon actually looks like he's kind of conceding at this point. It doesn't look like he's actually continuing to, hide a low leg, get to the cage, use the cage to stand up. He's kind of conceding. Well, he's back up though. There we go.
We spoke too soon.
I did.
Oh, almost like a slap in there.
Chacon looks a little bit irritated. He's a little bit grumpy. We'll see what happens here.
And I love to see that. He just spent 4 minutes on the bottom here, getting relatively dominated. So I like to see him getting up with a little bit of urgency. These are bigger guys, so sometimes that higher pace or that grindy kind of pace is a little bit hard to maintain. So it's nice to see him get up here, stay urgent, and hopefully he can change the direction of this match in this last 2 minutes as he gets sprawled on again.
He's trying. He's got the underhook. Maybe he'll get back to his feet. Looks like Johnson's going to suck him back, take his back again. We got Mount.
He keeps using that 2-on-1 wrist grip here against Johnson to just kind of I feel like he's using that as a last-ditch defense to stop him from swimming any submissions, but he's not really utilizing his entire body to get out. He's focusing so much on fighting the hands that I feel like he's not really putting an emphasis on working to his feet.
You're absolutely right. I think, like I said earlier, I think he might be conceding a little bit to an extent. But Johnson, I mean, he's going to win an advantage regardless of what happens. But, with a minute left, throw the Hail Mary. Try for something here.
Exactly. I mean, we're looking at, Johnson's got these grapevines in. This is a pretty strong position for him. Very uncomfortable for Chacon on bottom. I'd like to see him start pummeling his feet, start working to push against the hips, start shrimping, get some position back. But as I said, do feel like he's kind of conceded to the position here a little bit. It's a hard position to get out of.
It is, yeah. I mean, you're absolutely correct. You never want to be flat on your back. You always want to get to a blade, get to a side, start shrimping, making angles, trying to move yourself away from your opponent. But he's not doing any of those things right now. And if I'm in the corner right now of Johnson in this grappling match, I'm going to tell Johnson, you got 30 seconds. Let's go ahead and try to wrap up that arm bar. Maybe go to a higher S mount or something and look for it. As soon as he goes to his back, slide that right knee up, start looking for it a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. We got 20 seconds left. I mean, I feel like he's clearly going to get the win here tonight, but definitely could see a little bit more urgency from him on the submission.
Yeah, I mean, why not? You're not getting punched in the face. I always say never go for leave a top side position for a bottom side submission in an MMA fight, but in the case of this, we're grappling, throw it.
Oh, he's got the back, but I think it's going to be too little, too late. The time is about to go off. There we go.
Yeah, Johnson, I think, clearly won that.
Okay, so another 6-minute match here for you guys. Kicking off the action tonight, we've got a very exciting card coming up for you guys, but right here we're going to go to a referee decision, which I think will clearly be for Johnson. Over to Garrett to announce the winner.
Ladies and gentlemen, for one 6-minute round, your referee, Art Hernandez, has declared this match a draw.
Well, that's quite interesting, but I'm not really sure how they... Yeah, unless there is no advantages. It's got to be a declare some kind of winner.
Yeah, I feel like there was definitely a clear winner in that one. But hey, it's grappling. Both guys gained experience here tonight, and we are ready to move on to our first MMA fight of the night. I'm
extremely excited about this fight. I told you earlier, Corey. I'm extremely excited about Kale Melton just because of his nickname, Captain Insano. I think it's amazing.
Do you want to go ahead? Okay, so we're actually going to see some replays of this grappling match here. Jim, what do you see?
Yeah, I mean, right here is where you've got where Johnson had that beautiful takedown off the cage. Great lift into side control. A lot of pressure, went to knee on belly right away. And this was pretty much the story of the grappling match all night. You know, Johnson being on top and kind of controlling the position all night, and Chacon kind of conceding towards the end.
Yeah, and here we see that beautiful slam here from Johnson against the cage. That was perfectly timed, and, you know.
Yeah, it was great. It was great. Corey, tonight, the first fight of the night on our undercard, the Kale Melton and Keenan Patrichuk. You know, Keenan is actually a guy from Canada. He's fought at 185 his entire career, and he's going to move up to heavyweight in this fight against Captain Insano Kale Melton. I know I keep saying it, but I'm super excited about that nickname. I hope Garrett really accentuates it when he brings him out to the cage.
Yeah, exactly. As you touched on, Patrichuk is moving up from 185 to heavyweight. So, you know, he must be confident coming in here, or maybe, you know, he's trying to figure things out and find his home in his weight classes. But I'm very excited for this fight tonight. You know, both guys, big guys, finishing power. Really excited for this one coming in here tonight.
Yeah, I mean, Kale, when I was, you know, looking at all of his information, you know, the guy's coming in from a loss, so he's going to be hungry. He's going to be the bigger guy. I really think he's going to try to have to implement some of that grappling. He is a purple belt. We don't know much about Keenan. He's from British Columbia, Canada. So I think if I'm Kale Melton, I'm gonna try to implement what I think I'm gonna be best at in this case, and I think it's probably grappling. But we'll see. We'll see if Captain Insano can bring it.
Okay, we're gonna hand it over to Garrett here tonight to make the announcement for your first MMA fight of A1 Combat.
And now, please welcome our first fighter, Keenan Patrichuk.
So here we have Keenan Patrichuk making his entrance in the cage.
So Keenan has come all the way out here from Canada. He's representing Pride Gym from Trail, British Columbia. He's a blue belt, so, you know, he does have some grappling experience, but he predicts that he's going to get a first round knockout tonight. He says that he's better than his opponent and everything, and you know, his right hand's going to be money tonight.
Yeah, I mean, he's coming into enemy territory. He's got nothing to lose. Everything's against him here when he's coming. He's fighting up a weight class. I mean, you know, you come out and you bring everything you got, especially in an environment like this where he's in a hostile territory against a bigger guy. So he's going to have to come out, put the pressure on him, use his speed and athleticism in this fight, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, but confidence coming in here tonight, you know, moving up 2 weight classes, taking a last-minute fight in enemy territory. Very excited for this one.
Absolutely, Corey. I can't wait for it.
And now his opponent, Kale Melton.
Okay, Kale Melton walking out here now. You know, he lost his debut at the last Tachi Palace card in February. He's 4-3 at NAMI, so, you know, he does have considerable experience coming in here tonight. You know, he's fighting out a 7th generation jiu-jitsu. So, as you mentioned previously, more grappling centric. He's a purple belt, so I think we're looking at a grappler versus striker fight coming in here tonight.
Absolutely. I think I'm just going to go ahead and call it. I think Patrichuk's going to actually use a lot of his speed and his athleticism against probably a slower Kale Melton, even though he's probably going to have a little bit more power. Just got weight behind himself. He's normally fighting at heavyweight. I think the speed and athleticism from Keenan is going to play a big factor in this fight.
Yeah, and one of the things that Kale has mentioned coming in here, you know, he started training 6 days a week, so he's upped his workload. You know, he feels like that's going to pay off for him. He's actually quit soda, so, you know, a few lifestyle changes coming in here. And as I mentioned before, he does have considerable experience. He is an IKF California State Champion kickboxer, so I'm not going to write off his striking anytime soon. And a former 559 heavyweight champion. So, you know, a very well-rounded guy coming in here. He says his background's karate, kickboxing, jiu-jitsu, so he doesn't really see himself as a singular fighter.
You have Keenan Patershuk, you know, age 29, he's 3-1 record, weighing at 219 pounds, 5'11". Kale Melton, you know, a much bigger guy, outweighs him by almost 35 pounds. A little bit older. You know, I just think, you know, that Keenan's going to have the athleticism on him. We're going to toss it over to Garrett.
A1 Combat now concludes their prelims with heavyweight MMA action, brought to you by FitPrintBros.com. Their mission is to empower brands of all sizes to achieve their full potential through the art of print. Find them online at FitPrintBros.com. And now we're set to go 3 5-minute rounds. Introducing first, the Legacy Farms Blue Corner. Standing 5 feet 11 inches tall, weighing 219.9 pounds. Making the move up to heavyweight, bringing a professional record of 3 wins, 1 loss. 2 wins by knockout, 1 by submission. Tonight, he makes his A1 Combat debut, representing Pride Gym. He fights out of Trail, British Columbia, Canada, Keenan Parada Patershuk. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the Legacy Farms red corner. Standing 6 feet 1, weighing 254.3 pounds. Returning to A1 Combat 0-1 early in his professional career, representing 7th generation jiu-jitsu, he fights out of Burro Valley, California, Kale, Captain Insano Melton. Your referee, Frank Tree.
Well, here we go, Corey. We got Pohada versus Captain Insano.
Yeah, and as we saw from the tail of tape, you know, Patershuk waiting considerably under the heavyweight limit. So he's walking in here pretty comfortable, just at his regular walk-around weight. He took a last-minute fight. He drove himself across the border from Canada to America, flew himself here to take this fight. So clearly very confident and very excited to get in the A1 cage
wow,
tonight.
they are swinging.
Wow.
Leather is coming. The Captain Insano is coming out insane. Oh, and he gets caught.
That might be it. He's not defending himself.
Heavy shots, Corey.
And that is
and
it for your first fight of the night.
Wow. Wow.
Funny.
Wow, that's a way to start a show, huh, Corey?
Yeah, exactly. And what's funny to me is that Kale Melton coming into here said that his strategy was pressure and keeping his shots tight, but he came out swinging from the bell.
Yeah, I mean, Captain Insano came out insane, and he got himself caught, though, in the exchanges.
Yeah.
What an amazing way to start a card, Corey.
Great job, Keenan Patershuk, moving on to 4-1. You know, he was undefeated as an amateur, so, and he's had a lot of finishes too, so very great performance from here tonight.
Yeah, you know what I'm curious to see? I mean, A1 is building their heavyweight division. We'll see if Patershuk actually wants to stay at that heavyweight and continue to build through the A1 format, or if he's going to actually move down to his actual fighting weight. This would be curious. The guy's very athletic. He's got skill. You know, like you said, he's 4-1. I'm really excited to see what this guy does. Going to toss it over to Garrett now. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Frank Trigg has waved off the contest at 18 seconds of round number 1. Declaring your winner by TKO, Keenan Parada Patterson.
Keenan Patterson with a TKO win. Amazing, amazing fight for his A1 debut.
Okay, I'm here with your winner, Keenan Patterson. Keenan, you predicted a first-round knockout with your right hand. I'm assuming you're happy with that performance?
Absolutely, everything went to game plan.
Okay, and you moved up from 185 pounds to 265 pounds. That's quite the jump. Are we looking to move on up, or was it just spur-of-the-moment decision?
It was spur of the moment. They needed a guy, so I stepped in. Always game to fight. I'm not up for saying no, so.
Okay, so your fight went 18 seconds. So we got a lot of time here before the main card starts. We're gonna pull up your highlights. Look over here, tell us what you see.
Yeah, not bad head movement. Planted my shot well, and then once I got on top of him, he didn't really have an answer for it.
Okay, perfect. And you came all the way from Canada. How was that? How was your travel?
Yeah, it's a long trip down. We flew into San Diego, then into Fresno, and yeah, recovered just fine.
And are you looking to stay at heavyweight? You're gonna move back down to 185. What's your decision moving forward here?
My optimum weight's 185, but whenever there's a fight available and me and my coach, my manager like it, we're game.
Perfect. Is there anyone you want to thank here tonight?
All my sponsors, my training partners, family, friends, everyone at home. Without such a committed gym and people around me, I wouldn't be able to get it all done. I got such a good support system where I live, so thank you everyone so much, and I'll be home soon.
Okay, congratulations. That was an amazing fight.
What an amazing fight. I'm really excited to see Keenan back to the A1 combat cage, hopefully back at his 185-pound weight class. We have an amazing card coming up on our main card, coming on at 7 p.m. on UFC Fight Pass, so please tune in. We have a title fight, an amazing #1 contender fight at 135 pounds between Christian Rivas and Abidal Kaldar. Amazing fights all night. I'm really looking forward to all. Can't wait to see the main card. Everyone tune in, UFC Fight Pass, 7 p.m.
Again, if you're one of the grapplers for 3 grappling matches, please head to the back if you'd like to be paid.
would love to see me be the bantamweight champion, so we'll give the people what they want.
Aljamain Sterling.
He's just an elite champion.
9-fight win streak and the most wins and title defenses in the history of the UFC's 135-pound division.
He's just a phenom. He's the best submission artist in this division.
You don't like it? Come do something about it. Sugar, show where you at, bitch.
The fight everybody's been waiting for. Aljamain Sterling versus Sugar Sean O'Malley.
Aljamain Sterling, best in the world at 135.
Sean O'Malley.
The mindset is championship level. The path to strawweight golden glory goes through China's Sean Weili.
She's a special athlete. Unbelievable knockout power. She's a killer. Amanda Lemos.
Nobody in the division hits that hard. She's so strong and so good at finding shots that can end your night. The octagon has descended upon Boston.
Welcome to Tachi Palace. We are live for Urijah Faber's A1 Combat. I'm the coach, Jim West. Alongside me is UFC Hall of Famer Urijah Faber. We have an amazing fight card tonight. Main event, title fight, #1 contender fight in the co-main event. Talk to us about the main event, Urijah.
Yeah, the main event's an amazing matchup. Jeff Crichton, he's out of Dan Henderson's camp, extremely well-rounded, really wants this opportunity. We've got Ozzy Alvarez on the other side, kind of a late bloomer in mixed martial arts. He's just coming into his own, a nasty game. Make a statement and keep that belt. In the co-main event, we've got Caldar and Rivas Castro. Both guys are dogs. They both fought our former champion, who is now making his first debut in the big show with UFC.
Absolutely. You have Peyton Talbot, who is the former A1 Combat 135-pound champion who fights and makes his debut in Contender Series on August 12th. And you have two guys that actually fought Peyton Talbot for the title fight going against each other. Really, it's just kind of a grappler's delight.
Yeah, and I mean, both these guys will throw hands. Both guys like to grapple. They're all around great fighters. Can't wait to see who the new star is that rises out of this weight class. It's kind of the crown jewel of the A1 Combat arena.
Absolutely. There's one fight that I'm actually really interested in. It's the first fight of the night. Andrew Kerfoot versus Christian Avalos. You have Kerfoot, who's a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt here in Sacramento, out of Nexus Jiu-Jitsu, and then you're fighting Avalos, who is a brown belt from Dethrone. We'll see if those kind of cancel each other out.
I think they probably will, and you know, it's the new age of mixed martial arts. These guys have to know how to wrestle. They have to know how to throw hands and, you know, use all 8 limbs. So I'm expecting a wild battle, and those ones are going to be extremely exciting.
Yeah, let's go ahead and send it up to Garrett.
Yeah.
see me be the bantamweight champion, so we'll give the people what they